You want to lose 15 pounds before Christmas? This is the video that's going to help you do that. Whether your goal is to lose the 15 pounds or more for Christmas because you have a company event that you want to attend and look confident and impress some people, or maybe you just have a family gathering and you want to show some people how much you've transformed your life and you just haven't been sitting in the same old routine and looking the same year after year. Whatever your motives are, this video will break down clearly and effectively how to do 4 simple steps in order to reach your goal. Hi, my name is Matthew. Welcome to the channel where I talk about everything from fitness to mindset to self-development. Enjoy the video and wait for the last point at the end because I'm going to give you guys a bonus tip that basically will change your life. So, you want to lose 15 pounds before Christmas. Why? Well, first you got to figure out why. This is not the first point, but ask yourself, do you just want to lose it just because it's a trend? Or do you deep down inside your heart are motivated and actually willing to commit? Because anybody can just talk about things. Oh, I want a mansion. Oh, I want to be a millionaire. Oh, I want a Bugatti. Are you just talking about these things just to give yourself like an internal happiness or internal satisfaction? Or is it something you're willing to change your habits to actually achieve? Because these are different things. Wanting something and willing to work for it are where it separates the people that actually get the things that they want. Get the thing that they say out loud and tell people. So, the first thing that you need to do if you want to lose 15 pounds before Christmas this year, track your macros. And tracking your macros is important because it not only dictates how you look, it dictates everything about you. You know, your carbs are too high, then you're going to be sluggish all day because your insulin can't keep up with the amount of glucose that you're releasing into your body. Your protein's too low, you're not going to be building enough muscle because you're not filling your body with enough amino acids. Your fats are too low, well then your hormones are screwed. You're feeling cooked all day, you're wondering why your testosterone's below even like minimal. And if your fats are too high, then you're wondering why it's hard to lose weight. Because remember, fats have 9 grams, or per gram of fat is 9 calories. Carbs are not the enemy, people. And that was a big shocker for me because when I first understood the concept about fats, I was like, okay, I need to, like, when I first wanted to lose fat, I was like, okay, I need to eliminate carbs. And it was like unfeasible because all of the tastiest things had carbs. And me being Polish, you know I like my potatoes. Me being Polish, you know I like my bread. So I was like, okay, there has to be a way to lose fat without getting rid of all these delicious carbs. What do I do? And then when I started learning, it was actually fats that were holding me back. But why do I say track your macros? Because throughout the day, you might be eating such a high-fat diet that you think that carbs are actually holding you back from your goals when it's really the fats, the trans fats. You're dumping like a liter of oil into every time you cook, and that's like 600 calories. Obviously, nobody's cooking with a liter of oil, but you know what I mean. Or, you know, all the just junk food. It's like if you take a look at like the nutrition label most of the time, they're actually like you'll see carbs and fats per serving or per 100 grams or per whatever. Usually the fats are so much more higher on high caloric foods. And that's what's stopping you from being in a calorie deficit. Because we know when it comes to basic scientific physics, physics, being in a calorie deficit is what's going to allow you to lose that weight. And it's usually fats that are holding you back because people are uneducated, right? They don't know what has how much calories. So even if you just track for one day will show you how much of what macronutrient you are eating and where you can pull back from by just doing an audit, a one-day audit. Number 2, track your steps. And tracking your steps is one of those cliche things that you hear people say. It's like, oh yeah, just move more. When in reality, your body reflects your lifestyle. The way that your body looks is directly correlated with what you do throughout your day. Somebody that moves a lot, somebody that is very physically active, will have a body of somebody that is active on their feet, constantly moving. Why? Because sometimes it's hard to out-eat physical activity, right? Unless your appetite is through the roof, if you're moving all day, you can really eliminate a lot of weight and even allow yourself to eat more food. And a lot of us, especially in a culture where we're doing everything sitting down, we become accustomed to staying in one motion, right? Because I forget what law it is, but it's like, I think the law of physics or something. An object that stays in motion likes to stay in motion. An object that is not in motion likes to stay in motion, not in motion. I'm not a scientist, but that's basically the general principle, right? Like something floating in space is going to continue floating in space until something stops it. When you're on a walk, you're going to like to continue walking. Obviously, at a certain point in time, if you do it to an extent, you're going to get tired and you're going to want to sit down, obviously. But that's just because of your mind. But taken for example, what my point that I'm trying to make is if you're sitting all day, if you get accustomed to sitting, and I notice it all the time at my work, the more you sit, the longer you sit, the more of a task, the more of it takes more mental effort just to stand up, right? Just to get out of your chair and go, I don't even know, go to the bathroom feels like such a huge mission. And it's because you're doing it more and more and more, sitting for longer and longer and longer periods of time, that your body just doesn't really like to do anything else. It's like, oh, that's such a big, like, people can't even fathom going for a 15-minute walk nowadays because it's so long. Do you know how much 15 minutes is? 15 minutes is like you scrolling, I don't know, call it 15 reels. Like, let's say each reel is like, or on TikTok, you scrolling, like, that was a bad example. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is if you scroll for 15 minutes, you're not going to think twice about it because time is going to go by so fast. Because you're doing basically nothing. You're sitting and scrolling and getting dopamine. Fried. But you just going on a walk for 15 minutes is such a big task in your head because you've become accustomed to sitting for so much of your life now. Do you see that's the point that I'm trying to make? So what I usually typically like to recommend for my clients is set a timer every 90 minutes. The people I work with, I just tell them, hey, work for 90 minutes if you work in a seated position, and then set a timer so that timer goes off, and then it triggers in your brain, okay, I've been working or sitting down or doing something not in motion for 90 minutes. It's time to get up and move around. Because if I don't, well, then I'm just going to keep looking and feeling the way that I do, right? Conscious actions and conscious change of habits is what leads to real change. And then number 3, focus on compound movements and build strength. These will build the muscles that you require to live a healthy, long life. And these will also make your workouts a lot quicker. We live in such a busy world. We live in a world where we have families to take care of, kids, we have, bills and work and just so much things on our mind, where I understand not everybody even wants to spend 2 hours a day at the gym, but they want to live with longevity. They want to live with health. They want to look in the mirror and see something that they're proud of achieving, but they don't want to dedicate 2 hours, which is fine. So what I like to specify for people, include compound movements at the beginning of your workouts. Make those the majority of all your energy and strength. Put all the effort into those. And then finish with isolation movements. Finish with, let's say you're doing bench press or squats. Put all your effort at the beginning of your workout into those for the first 15 minutes. And then for the last 15 minutes, just because, you can build muscle in a 30-minute workout, for the first 15 minutes, everything into the squat. Every ounce of strength you have, every ounce of determination and will, and try to, every week, go heavier and heavier and heavier. And then, the last 15 minutes, lower down the weight because you've exhausted yourself, and then just finish with a bit of leg raises, hamstring curls, whatever else is in your program. That way, you're going to effectively target your entire muscle group that you're targeting for that set day. You're going to target more muscles, and you're actually going to build strength, which will in turn build muscle. And on top of that, your workouts are going to be cut in half from what you are doing right now. Think about it. A squat targets your glutes, your hamstrings, your quads, your calves even, your lower back, your abs, your traps. For you to hit every single one of those muscle groups isolated, you would be in there for an hour and a half. Do you understand the power of compound movements now? Right? If you were to do a trap workout, a lower back workout, an ab workout, a glute workout, a hamstring workout, a quad workout, you would never leave that place. But if you squat and then finish off with a quick superset, you're going to be out of there in 30 minutes. It's just the right information with the right execution plan. And number 4, we're closing in on the bonus. Hustle culture is the enemy. Hustle, I'm going to say that again, hustle culture is the enemy. And it's keeping you fat, unhealthy, and your cortisols flies through the roof because you're stressed out. What do you see on social media nowadays? You're not good enough, you're not working hard enough, you're not fit enough, you need to be doing more and more and more and more. These are the exact reasons why I deleted Instagram, why I deleted TikTok, why I deleted Snapchat, because everybody is just telling you what you're doing wrong. You're not good enough. You need to be doing more. Your time is running out. Everything just to scare you, not giving real empathetic advice. Nobody's out here to actually genuinely help anybody anymore. Everybody's just trying to scare you to make you feel like you're not good enough, just to make you buy their course or some bullshit like that. And once I deleted these quick dopamine frying apps, I understood that I'm doing my best. I'm learning, I'm trying, and I'm pushing through every single day. And you are too. You're just a human. This is your first time living, you're figuring shit out, you're gonna make mistakes. If you've put on weight in the past 20 years that you've been alive, it's fine as long as you're willing to make a change. Right? You're no less than anybody else just because you've put on weight. but as long as you're willing to work towards it. Just because you haven't reached that goal and you're working towards that goal doesn't mean you've failed. Doesn't mean you're, any other emotions that people are making you feel. The only thing that you should feel is or work towards is the discipline to never give up, right? Just because, look how much ahead of people you are right now. You're listening to this video, you're watching to this video, right? You're already light years ahead of most people. So don't feel like you're behind, right? Hustle culture is going to make you feel like you need to do more. You need to do more. And then you're just going to be so stressed because you think to yourself, I can't do anymore. I'm trying so much. And then you're just going to burn out, fail, and quit. The last thing you want to do is quit. Society is expecting and telling you now that, you need to be the provider. You need to be you need to be jacked. You need to be rich. You need to have all the most beautiful women. You need to have this, and that. Sure, those things are important, but with balance. You can't be working 18 hours a day and have a perfect relationship with your wife. You can't be in the gym 10 hours a day and have a good career. You can't be sleeping for 18 hours a day and be happy. Right? There has to be some sort of balance with all the things that you do, or else you're just either going to be borderline crazy and stressed, or on the other complete side, bored, depressed, and miserable. Right? So you need to find that balance that works for you. And nobody can tell you that, because it's totally different for each and every person. You might find it, you're happy that you're working 16 hours. Maybe that brings you joy. And you want to be single for the rest of your life, and you don't want to put any effort into a relationship. If that works for you, that's great. Keep that up. But don't profess that that's the only way in this society, and that's the only way to make it. Because you can make it in every realm. You can be successful in your faith. You can be successful in your finances. You can be successful in your fitness. It just requires the correct balance. And I can't tell you that correct balance. You need to find that correct balance for yourself. Not from some 20-year-old influencer on Instagram telling you how to live life. You've lived more life than them. Maybe you're 35 watching this. Why are you letting some 20-year-old, just because he has a Lambo, which is probably rented, make you feel like shit? Right? Start focusing on the things that you do have. Start focusing on the things that you can be grateful for. Maybe you have a wife. Maybe you have a girlfriend who loves you more than anything else, but you're so focused on bringing in $1 million a month. For who? Sure, work towards that. That's a great goal. Right? It means you've brought so much value to people that you can generate that kind of money. But if it's going to be at the cost of your relationship, your wife or your girlfriend leaving you, what's the point? Think about that. Focus on what matters to you. Plan it out in a Venn diagram. Those things that we learned when we were kids, like those 4 square boxes. Write in those square boxes, fitness, faith, family, finances, and write out how much time you want to dedicate to it. Why is it important for you? What's your goal in each category? And each quarter might be different. This quarter of the year might be, okay, I really focused on my finances last quarter. This quarter, I'm going to put more emphasis on my fitness because it's been lacking behind. I want to lose those 15 pounds before Christmas, or 25, whatever it is. So don't let hustle culture, don't let this whole internet make you feel stressed. Because stress is something that's going to keep you fat. It's going to keep you miserable, and it's going to keep you from enjoying this quick moment, this flash, that we have on this planet. It's going to be over in, I want to say 100 years, but 100 years are going to go by like this. So write down what matters to you and make sure you really focus on balancing each one of those pillars that matter to you, right? Maybe relationships don't matter to you. Maybe family doesn't matter to you. Spend more time on finances then, who cares? But me, family is one of the most important things to me. And I make sure with my entire heart that I give time to my family, my friends, my fiance. And yeah. Anyway, you're probably here for the bonus tip. It's probably going to piss you off a little bit because it's not no magical advice, but quit alcohol. That is going to help you lose so much weight if you have a problem with it. If, some people need it every single night after work. They go through like an entire case of beer or whatever, or an entire bottle. Whatever your problems may be, whatever you're trying to numb with alcohol, number one, it's keeping you fat. Number two, it's poisonous. And number three, it's a bandage. It's not going to help it heal. Whatever that you're trying to heal, whatever you're trying to forget, whatever you're trying to get your mind off, you need to face it head on. Because I promise, it's just going to ruin your life. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm sorry I got a little, or I'm not sorry, fuck it. I got a little sentimental at the end. I hope you guys enjoyed that sentimentality. I hope you guys are rocking with me. If you love me, if you want more of these videos, comment what you want me to make a video on next. Comment what you might be struggling with, and I'll help you make a video on that, give you my perspective, my opinion about it, and how to get through it. If you have any specific fitness goals that you're working through and you want me to make videos on, comment them down below, and I'll make them for you guys. I'm opening spots for phone calls with, obviously, my one-on-one program. That'll also be in the link in the description. But I'm also opening spots for 1 hour fitness and mindset consultations. So, if you think, geez, I like this guy. I want to have a conversation with him. Maybe he can provide me some guidance, which I know I will, which I know I can help you with. Book a call below. It's just a 1 hour conversation. We'll assess where you currently are with your fitness goals. We'll assess where you are mind-wise, what's holding you back, and give you some actionable insights and steps on how to get closer to your goals. We'll also plan out your goals and set realistic ones. Because some people are like thinking to themselves, they see these crazy YouTube videos, dude, I'm gonna lose 50 pounds in 1 month. No, you're not. Unless you starve yourself, unless you don't eat a single bite, maybe. But set realistic goals, because realistic goals are the goals that are going to allow you to stick with what you want and achieve them in a realistic time frame. So if you're looking forwards to that, hit the first link. First link in the description. If you're looking for one-on-one coaching, accountability, and application, that's going to be the second link. And if you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, that's going to be the third link. I haven't reinstalled Instagram. I'm going to give it a little bit of a buffer. I'm not going to download it just yet. I'm going to completely kind of go 3 months, because like in the book Atomic Habits, it says to break a habit, it takes 90 days. So I'm going to go like 3 months without Instagram, maybe download it in the new year, 2026. But if you want to follow me on that, the link's down there too. I love you guys. Subscribe if you're new. And I'm going to leave you like I always do. Create more than you consume. Serve others. Love everyone. Peace.